Hi and welcome back to the greenhouse. It's a nice day, so I'm trying to get as much done as I can today. Oh, my hair's a bit mad. Anyway, we have pelargoniums, which are geraniums basically, uh, in my hanging baskets. And normally they'd die. I would just empty my hanging baskets and put them in my composting. But I'd like to keep them. I like pelargoniums, geraniums, but I've never been able to keep them over the year. So we're going to give it a go. I've read in my books and I've studied the interweb, YouTube, and things like that. And I've come up with two ways that I'm going to try and keep my pelargoniums. So they're normally in these baskets like this. I have some traditional hanging baskets, but I have like these ones, and then they always have a geranium as a centerpiece and then various other plants around it. As you can see, these have already died back. So I've removed, ouch, one of them from the basket already. Now this one's actually really, it looks really healthy. So I've taken as much of the soil as I can off the roots, and I'm going to remove, she says, grabbing her scissors, the any of these leaves that are turned red, any dry leaves, and then I'm going to cut back some of the growing tips. Now I think my mistake in the past is I've tried to keep them growing through the winter, and they're not designed to do that. So what we're going to do this year is to try and induce a season of dormancy. So like your trees, the deciduous trees, I want this to basically go to sleep over winter. So we're going to get rid of these leaves, any of the brown leaves that we see, any of the leaves that have turned red. Some of them do turn beautiful colours in the autumn. Okay, there we are. It's growing from the base really well. There we are. So that's the dead leaves. Oop, there it is, gone. And we want to reduce these growing tips. There's actually some flowers in here, and we certainly don't want it to flower during winter. That's just going to strain it and drain any energy it has left. So this is going to terrify me. I want to reduce, she says, falling over the other geranium. So you've got this long stem here from about here all the way up to these nice growing bits. I'm going to cut it down to here. Oops, can't see. I'm going to cut it down to here, so that's almost a third. And I'm going to do that with all of the other. There we are, so it's a big chunk. This is terrifying me. I am worried that we'll just end up with dead geraniums again, but you don't try, you won't learn. So any of the ones that have got growing tips to them, you can see these. See all these little babies. Look at these little geranium plants down here. Oh, I don't want to kill you. So yeah, so I've cut that one back, and I'm going to cut these two back here as well. So by a third, so that's about to there, off, and then that one again is about to there. Okay. Any flowers you can see, any damaged leaves. So that one's got slug damage, that one's got slug damage. There we go, that one's damaged. That one's damaged. That one's stem's gone red. Get off. Take the growing tip off that one. Right, so it's amazing when you actually start looking how many of them actually got. Look at them all with slug holes on. Okay. Okay, so we've gone through them, we've picked out most. So we don't actually have a great deal of leaves left on. I want to take the last few off the very top. And then that big one there. So all we're left with is the smaller ones. And then I'm also going to trim some of these long roots. Oops, sorry. There we are. So, I feel mildly worried that I've killed it, but so what I'm going to do now is repot that into a smaller pot, and that's it for this one. Okay. So, a bit bigger than that one. So, pot, plant in pot. Okay. Now this compost is actually quite wet. It's been outside for a while, so there we go. Make sure it's all sorted. Pack it down. Pack it down. Okay. So I've made sure it's quite low. So I don't really want to, as you can see, I've made sure it's below all of those. So it's just covering the roots. Now this needs to go somewhere cool, bright, cool, bright, but dry. So I'm going to do this with the others I have, because I have about 5-6 more plants that need doing. And I'm going to put one in here in the greenhouse, one in the cold frame, one on my craft room windowsill, because that's actually one of the cooler rooms in the house, and we'll see which of these fares better. And I am going to let them dry out to encourage this dormancy. And then the others I've seen that you can, one of the other ways of storing them is bare rooted. So to do all that bit, cut the leaves back, cut the roots back, but to not plant them up in a cardboard box somewhere cool and dry. So I'm going to get on with the others and pot the others up, the other two up. So one in here, one in the cold frame, one in my bedroom. And then I shall do the same with the ones that are left, and leave those bare rooted. So while I'm doing those, you can grab a cup of tea if you want, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay? Look at that. Well, that's why I want to keep them, because some of them are really lovely. But yes, it's November and it was still flowering. Bless. Anyway, just thought I'd show you, these are the peppers. The pepper plants themselves, because of the moisture in here, were getting a bit mouldy, so I've taken all of the membranes out, so there's nothing in here that can hold on to water too much. But yes, here we go. There. So here we are, hacked back, potted on. This is the one I'm going to leave in here. This is the one I'm going to take inside to my room. I also did it with some fuchsias, because I was very surprised at how strong these were still growing. So we don't want them to freeze, so hopefully in the greenhouse, now that it's all insulated, it shouldn't go below freezing. We just want them to basically go dormant, go to sleep, And these two are lovely. These two are actually frost hardy, but I've brought them in here. There we go, Tom West. They're really quite pretty, and the leaves are lovely, you know, tri-coloured. So I brought them in here to overwinter because they need potting on, and I didn't want to pot them on and disturb the roots now, so I thought I'll bring them in here. And then up here, oops, hang on, sorry, I just almost kicked me. Here we have the three I'm going to put away. So I've taken off the big thick roots, and I've left on these little white roots are the important ones. I've tried to take as much soil off as I can, and leaves. This one hasn't got much in the way of roots, so I've really been severe with that one, because you want to balance it. You want to have enough foliage that the roots can cope with. So I'm going to put these in a cardboard box because it allows, really, God, I'm clumsy, because it allows air movement. You don't want to put them in plastic where it will sweat and rot. So hopefully after a while this will be dry and I can get more soil off. There we go. So that's that done. I thought I'd show you these. I'm surprised at how well. I'm not sure he's going to make it. As you can see, there is a bit of fungus and mould at the bottom, but the others are doing really well. I was surprised. These little ones have got, you know, little babies growing. This one's doing really well. It's got one at the top, and then one on the side and one on the bottom. So if these can cope with being out here in the greenhouse over winter, there we go, then I can have sort of the older plants in here, and then I don't know, it'll just allow me to keep more plants really. But anyway, that's that for today. And yes, I've lost the shelving that was here. It's died. I mean, these are about ready to be get rid of, so in spring I'm going to treat myself to some new staging. But yes, that's it. It's nice and quiet and empty in here now, and it's getting dark and it's starting to rain, so I'm going to call that done. I'm going to take that little pot into my bedroom, and yeah, right, well, that's that then. See you soon.